Shane van Gisbergen just swept Sonoma Raceway, won the O'Reilly Series race Saturday, won the Cup race Sunday, and drove away from everyone in the process. And somewhere this week, you may have seen a video telling you that NASCAR is about to officially ban the very technique that makes him so dominant, that it's illegal, that NASCAR has had enough and is finally cracking down on his secret advantage. Here's what I need to tell you. That claim is not true. There is no ban. There is no rule change. There is no NASCAR investigation into SVG's driving technique. And today he made the most compelling possible argument for why there never will be, by going to Sonoma, post-race inspection, completely clean car, and sweeping the entire weekend. So today we're going to break down the real Sonoma story, explain why what he does simply cannot be banned, address the competitor's claim directly and honestly, and give you the context that actually matters, because the true SVG story is far better than the fake one. Stay with me. Welcome back to Freedom Line News, the channel where we don't just chase the drama, we break down what really happened. If you're new, hit subscribe. This community is growing every week. Let's get into it. Let's start with the race, because it was genuinely outstanding, not just a dominant win, but a hard-fought one that showed something new. SVG entered Sonoma 6th on the grid. Poor qualifying. That was a consequence of his San Diego crash, which forced him into the first group with a worse track surface. So he started with a disadvantage, and then he went and won anyway. He led 74 of 110 laps across the afternoon. He completed a weekend sweep, having already won Saturday's O'Reilly Series race to earn extra track time, and the finish was the stiffest fight of his brief Cup Series career. Chase Briscoe, who finished second here last year too, was fast, truly fast, and he closed to within 1 foot of SVG's bumper, entering the final turn 11 hairpin on the last lap. 1 foot. He simply couldn't complete the move. SVG crossed the line point 3.57 seconds ahead. And here's the critical detail for anyone who believed the illegal narrative. Post-race inspection was completed with no issues whatsoever on the number 97. Clean car, official winner, nothing illegal found, nothing flagged, nothing even close. SVG. I was back to normal by the weekend, but yeah, I was certainly pissed at the start of the week. This really makes up for it. That line tells you everything about the mindset he carried into Sonoma. And before we get to the technique debate, take a moment to appreciate what this win actually means historically. Because SVG now has 8 career Cup Series road course wins in 68 starts. 8. That ties him with NASCAR Hall of Famer Tony Stewart for the second most road course wins in the history of the series. And it puts him 1 win behind the all-time record held by Jeff Gordon, 9 road course wins. 9. SVG is 1 road course win from tying the greatest road course record in NASCAR history. He's won 7 of the last 9 road course races, and he's doing it in just his 3rd full year in the series, having started racing ovals for the first time in his life in 2024. Put that in its proper context, and it's one of the most extraordinary statistical runs in modern NASCAR history. Now, let's address the elephant in the room directly, because you deserve an honest answer, not a careful sidestep. A competitor's video has claimed that NASCAR is officially banning SVG's technique, that his clutch modulation footwork is illegal, that it's been flagged, that a rule change is coming. That claim is false. Let me tell you why, clearly and specifically. What SVG does is a driving technique. He uses the clutch pedal in braking zones to help the car rotate smoothly, modulating how the drivetrain transfers power to the rear axle, preventing the rear tire load spike that unsettles other drivers' cars in heavy braking zones. This is something he learned in Supercars over 20 years of driving, baked into his muscle memory. There is no mechanism in the NASCAR rulebook to ban how a driver moves his feet. You can ban equipment. You can ban illegal parts. You cannot ban footwork. And there is no record anywhere in the official 2026 NASCAR rule changes, which covered the fastest lap bonus point, Rams manufacturer entry, lug nut penalties, minimum driver age, the chase format, and horsepower changes, of anything touching clutch use or pedal technique. The biggest tell that this is legal. Rival drivers have openly, publicly tried to copy it. Joey Logano tested right foot braking at Watkins Glen and bailed out before the race. Austin Cindric flew to Australia to practice Supercars-style technique, specifically to try to replicate it. Nobody publicly attempts to copy an illegal move. You cannot ban something your competitors are racing to learn. The one real 2026 rule change that involves a driver trick is about drivers redirecting airflow with their hands during qualifying. A rule tied to Joey Logano's webbed glove and drivers like Austin Hill blocking air through the window. That's the rule. It has nothing to do with SVG, nothing to do with clutch pedals, and nothing to do with road courses. If you saw a video blending that into a claim about SVG's footwork being banned, you were misled. And here's the most powerful refutation of the illegal claim. Not an argument, but a result. SVG went to Sonoma this weekend. He drove exactly the way he always drives. He led 74 laps. His car cleared post-race inspection completely. He won. If what he does was actually illegal, that win would not exist. The trophy in his hands is the answer. NASCAR's inspectors are not naive. They checked every component, every system on that car after the race. If there was anything wrong, you would know about it, because it would be front-page news across every outlet. Instead, the official result stands. Winner, Shane van Gisbergen. No issues, no asterisk, no penalty. The competitor's ban narrative has now been answered by the most definitive possible evidence, the checkered flag and a clean inspection. That's the authority lane answer to manufactured drama. And finally, the championship story from Sonoma matters too, because the day shifted the whole season. Tyler Reddick, who entered Sonoma as points leader, suffered a power steering failure early in the race and finished 36th and last. Denny Hamlin, despite being spun by Carson Hocevar and finishing 26th, still took over the championship lead by a single point. 1 point. Hamlin leads Reddick by 1 point heading into Chicagoland, with 8 regular season races remaining. The freight train that everyone thought was derailed by his own Sonoma struggles has somehow taken the lead despite a bad day, because Reddick's was catastrophic. Next up is Chicagoland Speedway, an oval, and Hamlin's return to home turf. The road courses are done, the championship is on a knife's edge, and SVG, now safely inside the playoff picture at 14th in the standings after jumping 63 points at Sonoma, has a new goal, one more road course win to tie Jeff Gordon's all-time record. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think SVG will tie Jeff Gordon's all-time road course win record this season? And which track do you think he does it at? And does the Sonoma sweep, clean inspection and all, settle the "is his technique fair" debate for you once and for all? Drop it in the comments, hit like, and subscribe to Freedom Line News, where we cover every NASCAR story with the detail it actually deserves. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.